Welcome to Golden Mastermind Seminars Radio with your host, Jeffery Combs.
Jeffery Combs, President and Founder, Golden Mastermind Seminars Incorporated. Tuesday, 2 for Tuesday, Facebook Live. Beautiful, beautiful June afternoon, the 22nd of June, year of our Lord, 2021. As I'm just getting dialed in here for Facebook Live. Eric Picard, how are you, Eric? Good to see you, Eric. Thank you for being first on the call, Eric. Honored to be your coach and friend. Scott Lucas, welcome to Facebook Live this afternoon. Scott and Eric, I will tell both of you, the machine is in the process to begin scheduling Protege Quantum Consciousness event along with Breakthroughs to Success so that any of you can repeat Cassiopeia Turcotte. Cassie, Scott, and Eric, all three of you were at Breakthroughs to Success December 2019. That was the last Breakthroughs that I hosted. Sandy Papavero, how are you, Sandy? Good to see you, Sandy. Jesse, the Bessie, welcome. Good to see you this afternoon. Cindy Smith, my honor to be your coach. Welcome, everyone. My privilege and pleasure. I just ran back from being down the street. For those of you who have ever done contracting before or rehabbed a house, it can be a series of putting out fires. So I just put out a couple fires at my new property this afternoon and resolved those situations in the moment. So that is how it works. Tony Comiskey, welcome. Ernesto Bucinelli, how are you, Ernesto? Good to see you, my brother. Hello, Jeffrey O. That is it. I made your name Italian. There are two kinds of people, Italians and those that wish they were. I learned that from all my Italian friends back in the day. So welcome, everyone. Tony Kasmiski, how are you, my brother? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have a fantastic Facebook Live for you this afternoon. I also want to endorse my superstar, rock star client, Aaron Knight, and I also see Josh Moore. And these are two men that I have the privilege of coaching. These are men I endorse as coaches. Josh Moran is an exceptional health coach. I also see that Joe Casper is another exceptional world-class health coach and vitamin developer. Josh Moran is also very, very skilled in the world of nutrition. And who else did we have as coaches here? And Aaron Knight hosts a meditation on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Aaron is a world-class musician. He has played with many of Canada's top musicians as a studio musician and set in with many, many bands at 8 o'clock on Eastern Standard Time. On Clubhouse Live every Sunday, Aaron Knight has a meditation, a guided meditation. He will leave you the information on this. Kira Fairchild, good to see you this afternoon. Kira is a world-class artist. All of you on today's Facebook Live, it is so awesome that through 6 degrees of separation, you all attracted yourself here. David Keefe is a superstar sales rep in the pharmacy world, a patriot, and a fucking good dude. So good to see you this afternoon, David. Love you, my brother. So a lot of good people here this afternoon, some exceptional people. Kira just posted her website, so if you get a chance, go look there. She is featured in the magazine Cowboys and Indians this week. This month. She has a full page ad. Let's move into the inspirational portion of today's Facebook Live. Today's Facebook Live is dedicated to attraction consciousness. I absolutely live what I teach. I had an emergency in the backyard at my new property. The fence contractor, concrete contractor, just let me know that there's a stump underneath the fence that is holding up his work. I was able to direct one of my assistants to one phone call to get the top tree guy in the city. He will be here this afternoon. I've been doing business with Oscar from Evergreen Tree Service for 15 years. So when you have those type of connections, when you create relationships, it enhances your law of attraction. So Oscar picks up my telephone call. That doesn't mean you'll pick up every telephone call, because what you learn to do when you own a business, or you're a coach, or you're a speaker, an influencer, an affluencer, there are certain clients that are just top tier clients, and they get a type of treatment. Not everyone is created equal, but there's certain people that treat you the best, and they refer you business, and you create that relationship with them, and they scratch your back, you scratch your back, and there's win-win situations. And my contractors respond to me like this. Now that doesn't happen in all the time, and that's what you want to be able to do, is create relatable relationships with people who will respond to your queries, your requests, your questions. And you want to be able to do the same thing. That is service. So The more that you are able to be of service, so service, not serving, you're not waiting tables, you're service. You're service conscious, you're value conscious, you're delivering great service. I know that if Mike Green is on today's Facebook Live, if you hire Mike to be your realtor in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, one of those beautiful small cities in America, right outside of Spokane, right close to the Montana border, close to Glacier National Park, on a beautiful glacial lake right downtown in an Idaho city, close to the Canadian border, Mike will give you top-tier service. He won't be serving you. He won't be bringing you your entree. He will be delivering the house of your dream. Now, there's a big difference in that. And as a server, I deliver top-tier service. When I waited tables, myself and my friend Michael Garozza would typically fill the restaurant up with people that would request our table, our station, because of the service I learned to deliver by our owner, Victor Fontana. Victor Fontana was one of my mentors. He is one of Kansas City's legendary restaurateurs. Several people that came out of that restaurant that worked for Victor, the owners of Mastro's in Beverly Hills, Scottsdale, Arizona, Malibu, Palm Springs. Mastro's restaurant was named Jimmy Volley. I worked with him for a number of years. Charlie Gito's, who owns two of the top Italian restaurants in St. Louis. Charlie worked with Victor Fontana a year before me. Michael Garozzo's cousin, another one of my best friends, who's the head of the Missouri State Restaurant Association. I mean, this is mastery. This is consciousness, attracting to reality, people, situations that you can collaborate with, concrete camaraderie with, camaraderie-ship that you. So this applies in everything. This applies in teammates, soulmates, contractors, vendors. You've heard me saying this. Well, for years I've been saying contractors, vendors, teammates, soulmates, people you can collaborate with, people of influence and affluence. And it's imperative that you attract your reality, these people, not people of like consciousness, people of elevated consciousness who you can COC, create on command. Kayla, good to see you. Kayla's just joined me. Kayla referred me an exceptional client. Kayla Kershaw is a first-class woman and someone I highly endorse. Good to see you this afternoon, Kayla. So the more you understand the law of evolution, so you'll evolve only as you're evolving. What many people live is the law of stagnation. They stagnate. They just keep doing the same thing over and over. Josh says, Chapter 5, the map of consciousness explains serviceability, the third step of success. Literally just read this today. Josh, I read that. That's amazing. I just read that recently. And Josh, I did read the map of consciousness explained this morning on my spin bike at 4:40 this morning. I read 3 pages. So, I mean, I'm in it to learn it. So Donna Slota's just joined it. David Keith, good to see you this afternoon. So attraction consciousness. So attract your reality, people and situations where you have value, service, and then there's accountability, connectability, and you're able to deliver on command. When you are no longer the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feeling, you are you and you are free. As you learn to let go and no longer be that mind-body connection, then you are in recovery. Donna Slota, let's give Donna a hand. Donna has 10 years of sobriety today. I had the privilege of coaching Donna 2 years ago into last year. I coached her for 20 hours over a 2-year period. Donna's experienced her 10th year of sobriety. That is a miracle. So thank you, Donna. You're a first-class human being, and I want to thank the BBs for introducing me to you. They are also top-tier humans. So your objective is to be able to attract your reality, people, situations, places, spaces, faces, people of influence and affluence, people that you can collaborate with. So in that type of recovery, that sobriety, you're attracting people you're not in conflict with. You're attracting people that you can collaborate with. You're attracting people who, when you see their phone number, you don't go, ah. You don't look at it like, oh my God. You're not attracting difficult people. And in that law of attraction, the science of attraction, you're also able to neutralize easily and effortlessly the perpetrators, violators, gaslighters, and ghosters who want to take advantage of you. You can't be taken advantage of when you're humble because you're so humble you can't be humiliated. When you are not rejectable, no one can reject you. When you have let go of feelings of rejection and abandonment, then when someone doesn't buy from you, they're not rejecting you, they didn't buy from you, you're able to easily and effortlessly let them go, and you're not left in the state of wonderment, wondering what happened, why this happens to me. You're able to meet people where they are and let them go where they are. I'll say that again. Meet people where they are and let them go where they are. And that means you don't personalize it, you don't over-explain yourself, you're not left in a state of wonderment, you're left in a state of consciousness. And in that state of consciousness, you will attract your reality frequently people of like energy. So you hear the term like mind, well, it's actually people of like energy. Now, there's a law of average that you start to understand. I see Lisa Pazanz is on here. We also have a top-tier coach. Heather Vaughan is here. Heather was a top-tier volleyball coach, and so she understands the law of averages. A great coach in sports. And Cassiope Turcotte is on here this afternoon. Cassiope had a great winning record as a varsity basketball coach. You can't win them all, but you definitely want to have your share of W's on the leaderboard. So a W is a win. Now, in what we do, we're not winning and losing, but in what we do, we're attracting clients, customers, teammates, soulmates, vendors, contractors, people that we can collaborate with, people that we can be of service and value, and then there's a reciprocal of that service and value. Cindy Smith is a top-tier barber. She understands this. She offers great service to her clients, repeat clients. She has repeat clients, and then she also has referrals. So that's organic. So when you're delivering great service and you're coming from value and you're truly in it to assist people, and you're not in it to see what you can get, and so you're not trying to get people to perform for you. You meet people where they are, and then you see if there's a collaboration, if there's a way that you can create that win-win situation. So if you're a coach, you definitely deserve to get paid for your time and your value, but you're there to give people value and see if you can assist them to move the needle. And not everyone's ready to move the needle, but if you can actually find that space. I had a woman today that I had coached for 6 hours, and she let me know this one event, it changed our whole coaching. I mean, it completely changed the context of coaching. She rehired me for the rest of the year. I mean, that one event that she let me know about today, it absolutely changed our coaching. I mean, she let me know this, and I mean, it absolutely was just game-changing. And it gave me that window to the soul that I know that crack in the veneer, I was able to move into that space and then offer the insight and wisdom to be able to facilitate the let go, the mechanism of letting go. If people will let me, give them the insight to let go. If they'll give me that window, I am one of the world's masters at that mastery, at that modality of letting go. Now, I've taught many of you the mechanism of letting go. I've been practicing it for 33 years, so I have thousands and thousands of hours of repetition experience. You don't have to have the same repetition experience I have. What you do is you leverage my skill set. So when you leverage my skill set can become your skill set, and then you do the same. That's the pay it forward principle. So when you learn from a master, then you're in mastery. When you're mastering with a master, that's mastery. So when you can study with the master, you don't have to study as long as a master, but if you can receive what the master has learned right there on command in the moment, now you own it. So this doesn't mean you have to do what I've done for 33 years, because you can be and do that right now. Because I paid the price. I hit the rock bottoms, but I learned the lessons. I became diligent. I became committed. I became a student of transformation. I became a student of recovery. I became my best student. And so that's what you leverage. You leverage what I learned, and when you learn what I learned, coupled with what you're learning, now you're a master. So it doesn't take you 33 years. It can take you 33 minutes. It can take you 33 seconds to break through. A breakthrough is when you're ready to let go. A breakthrough is when you're so fucking done with struggling and suffering, and that you've reached that pain threshold where you say, I'm done with this. I can't live this way any longer. I can't lie to myself this any longer. I can't live in denial. I can't hold on to what people who weren't really in my corner told me. So what's so confusing is a lot of the people that we think should love us don't. And then the people who do love us, we can't recognize it because we're so guilted into looking to people over here that we can't see the people right here that are available. Colleen, so good to see you. I had the privilege of being Colleen's coach for 5+ years. She is an exceptional human being, and her husband are great dentists, and Colleen is a rock star entrepreneur. I highly endorse her. And Colleen really understands that mechanism of letting go. There's an inner game to it. So Colleen's husband is a world-class dentist. I mean like WCD, world-class dentist. And what he does, very few people do, because what he does, he's a master, and he's mastered his mastery, so he can command a value principle that many people can't command because of how good he is. The same situation can happen for you, but you don't have to study 33 years like I did. You can master my mastery through the power of mentoring. And so mentoring is a different level of coaching. Mentoring is when someone is groomed, when someone that you really take under your wing and you've completely stripped your veneer of being sensitive and defensive. Because if you're really ready to be mentored, then you have to let go of your ego and let go of being sensitive and defensive and let someone give you the insight and wisdom so that you can understand your character defects that keep you sabotaging yourself over and over. And if you can't receive that, then you will just continue to tiptoe quietly through life and you'll arrive at your grave safely paying the greatest pain, the pain of regret. But when you've reached that threshold, when you've reached that place where you say, fuck it, I can't do this anymore, especially this. If you're in your 50s and 60s, you gotta look over your shoulder and say, I can't do this any longer. I can't live like this. I can't go out like this. You don't want to have that epitaph on your tombstone say, died with music inside me. You want that epitaph to say, lived and gave it all. So that's a whole different perspective on what is required to be able to let go. Letting go is the most important skill you will ever master because it will serve you in everything you do. I mean, everything you do, letting go will serve you. It'll be the most important. It's more important than closing. It's more important than an athletic skill. It's more important than a marathon. It's more important than a millionaire because you can be a millionaire and still not let go. You can be a millionaire and have money and still be miserable. You can be doing lines on the mirror up in the hotel room in your underwear and still be a millionaire and still have nothing until you can really let go, which is separating your feelings. And this sounds so complex to people, but it's so simple once you master mastery. When you master your emotions, when you can be so relaxed in your emotional state, when you can just sit there right in the middle of everyone's conflict. Just an hour ago, two of my assistants were talking to me in each ear. My wife was over there. I had a client on hold, and I had a major, major catastrophe going on with two different contractors at the same time. I took a deep breath. I had to breathe and release. I addressed the problem by living the solution, and in one phone call, it was like this, voila. So that's the simplicity of the situation. Bob, I received that from you. Bob Campbell said I'm on fire today. That is correct, Bob. I am on fire today. It is just one of those days where if I was in Wrigley Field, Bob, and Ferguson Jenkins was on the mound, I'd be 5 for 5, baby. It would be 5 singles to different fields. Left field, right field, center field. I'd bunt, drag bunt, and I'd hit one over the wall with the wind. I mean, 5 for 5. That's what it would be in Wrigley on any given day. So in understanding the context of what I'm covering today, attraction is a science. It's more than a law. Now, the law is the universal law. The science is the application. So when you bring the law with the application, now you have the law of averages in your favor. So you want to, in our world, you're not winning and losing anymore because owning a business isn't winning and losing. Owning a business is being able to master your emotions in free enterprise so you can attract and create what the free market will bear. And as you begin to master those skills, so if you're a real estate agent, it's going to be your responsibility to attract the listings. If you're a real estate agent, it's going to be your responsibility to create the relationships with people that they offer you referrals. If you're a barber, it's not just the client in the chair. It's the client who you service. You create a relationship who offers you referrals. That's organic marketing. That's free marketing. When you master that, that's service. That's value. That's being able to really take care of people. The ones that are available. Not everyone's is not willing to be your best client because some people are born difficult. They want to die difficult, and you want to let go of their difficulty. There's just some people, they aren't willing to be serviced. They'd rather be right, and those are the people that you let go. I want to recognize one of my most exceptional clients I've ever coached in his 20s. Zach Bazanz is on today's on Facebook Live. I had a coaching call with Zach that brought me to tears on Sunday. He is such an exceptional young man. He had such a breakthrough that he shared with me. It just absolutely brought me to tears. Not only that, he is just a exceptional real estate sales professional already at 22 years old. So he is the daughter of Lisa, and Lisa is just an exceptional client who I've been associated with for 7 years. And so Lisa referred me to her son. I mean, that was an organic lead. That came from service. That came from value. That didn't come from a sales funnel. That didn't come from a Facebook post. That came from love. And see, when you have those type of people in your corner, that's a whole different level of connecting. When people offer you referrals, that's like the greatest compliment someone could ever give you, because they see your value. And it's going to be your responsibility to be able to receive that compliment, be able to take it in and breathe and release, and really be that man and woman that you are capable of being. One of the greatest regrets is to die with your music inside you. I mean, one of the greatest regrets is to die with unrealized potential. All of you have so much goodness in you. You have so much ability within you. But it's that let go mechanism that will really allow you to ascend. When you can forgive people, when you take people off the I'm so pissed off at you mantle, when you can let people go who've traumatized you and violated you, when you can let people go who are no longer serve any emotional purpose, when you can separate your feelings from the events, when you can let go of your anger and your frustration with people and really be that best person you can possibly be, you will change who and what you attract. When you can address your codependence, the energy that you over-obligate, enable, do too much for others in a situation that they disappoint you and frustrate you, when you can let go of that energy, you will change who and what you attract. So I'm a let go master. I teach people the inner mechanism of letting go. And as you start to have a better understanding of what letting go really means, then it becomes a reflex, so that if you're my client, and those of you who have been coaching for years, everyone say hello to Lynn Michelle Vincent. Lynn is in the process of hiring me, referred to me by Kayla Kershaw. This is exactly what I mean. The most organic compliment you can possibly receive is a referral from someone you're in a relationship with, because it means they care enough about you to pass your wisdom on to someone else. And I mean, that's gratitude. They're grateful and you're grateful, and that's organic marketing. That's like the most generic, most shared love you can possibly have from someone who passes on a referral to you. And I mean, it is priceless. These are the people you go to dinner with. These are the people that you break bread with. These are the people you hold hands with. These are the people that you do things for because they do things for you. And that's the win-win situation that we create by being spiritual in consciousness. And that's a major component of recovery, is letting go, and then really forgiving. And when you can practice forgiveness, oh my God, you're like taking so much pain out of your body. The inflammation that happened in the inflamed family environment, as you begin to release that stored stuff pain, that pissed off resentment that you are letting go of, then it changes, it opens the vessel. So it's the ship in the harbor. It's like the ship in the harbor. It sails. It's like that old energy, and then the new ship comes in because you've created a space in the universe called allow. And many people don't allow people to give them a compliment. They don't, because they can't accept it. And if you can't accept a compliment, which is one of the most genuine expressive forms, if you can't receive that, then you're going to have challenges attracting the people you can produce business with, because of how much repressed, stifled feelings you're holding on to. That's what creates dis-ease. It creates inflammation. Inflammation comes from inflamed family environment. So your little kid sitting there in fight or flight going, fuck, I can't believe what's happening here. And so as a little kid, you start to become addicted to a set of feelings. And it's those feelings you hold on to that creates your inflammation, because that starts in childhood. Then you're holding on to this fight or flight, and you become addicted to being overwhelmed. Then you can't even get your car in the garage. Your closet's filled with shit. You're behind on your taxes. You can't even open your mail because you're afraid it's going to be a bill. That's what happens to so many good people, is they live overwhelmed. Then you medicate yourself with drugs, alcohol, food, sex, anorexia, bulimia, compulsive debting, spending. God, I'll run the gamut. And codependence. And then you try and over-obligate and enable other people. I mean, if you want to really hear some good wisdom, listen to Scott Lucas and Aaron Knight. These are two men that I've had the privilege of coaching. They have 40 years of sobriety between them. 40 years. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, I have so much respect for them. 40 years of sobriety, they will say the same thing. They'll go, why'd you quit? And they go, the pleasure wasn't worth the pain. That's very challenging to understand until you live it. Once you understand this, that in letting go, that the pleasure isn't worth the pain, and that you understand that as an addict, you are deriving a payoff by recreating the same situation to fulfill the same set of feelings. And when you actually understand that, you're like, fuck, that's it. That's what I get it now. That was the key to the kingdom that you've been waiting to hear. Because you'll hear this for years. Pleasure isn't worth the pain. The pleasure isn't worth the pain. The pleasure isn't worth the pain. The pleasure isn't... And you go, what the fuck does that even mean? And then one day you go, I understand what it means. Oh my God, my life is changing. I want to apologize for the tears because that's some of the pain that's residual. So when the pleasure isn't worth the pain, you will let go. I mean, you will let go from places that you never knew you could let go of. I mean, it is amazing to be able to let go. I mean, the pleasure is not worth the pain. So that is my content for today. I am so honored to see so many exceptional human beings. I mean, there isn't any one of you on this call that I wouldn't endorse. I mean, fuck, there's so many exceptional people. I feel so much of what you've been through because I've been through it too. Oh my God. Do we have to go through this? Unfortunately, we do. But you can end the suffering today. Anyone on today's call or today's Facebook Live, if you are an existing coaching client or you're a former coaching client and you'd like to add on your coaching, feel free to contact me. I'm going to run a pre-July coaching package. So if you want to connect with me and find out what that coaching package is, it'll be a rest of the year package. I am going to, in the next couple weeks, I'm going to start to expand on Breakthroughs to Success so we can all get together. Everyone who's coached with me, you'll have a Breakthroughs to Success ticket. It will be in Stockton, California. The forum will change. The hotel isn't the same. Limousine drivers out of business. I mean, we'll have to take Ubers and things like this, but we'll pull it off. But I will have a Breakthroughs to Success, and I will host a Protege Writer Speakers Workshop. California's mask mandate has been lifted. I went out to dinner on Saturday night. It was like, whoa, this is like February 2020, man. It was cool. It was so cool. I'll be going back out on the road. I'll be coming to New Jersey. Yes, Jennifer, I'll be hanging out with you. I'll be coming to New Jersey, Boston. I'll be going to Billings, Montana with Kira. Oh, by the way, Kira Faircho says 1 year sober, July 17th. That was for my coaching. Thank you, Kira. Great gratitude from you. World-class artist. So everyone give Kira a hand. She'll have a year, July 17th. She's 11 months and a few wake-up calls. And she will have her first year of sobriety. She already has 11 months plus in the books. That's amazing. Heather, so good to see you. Heather says South Carolina. Yes, Heather will host me in South Carolina either this year in this fall or first part of next year. But Heather will definitely be hosting me in South Carolina. With that, I'm going to go ahead and run. If you want to get a hold of me, feel free to get a hold of me here on Facebook up in Messenger. I look forward to connecting with you. Thanks and have a great afternoon.